Alright, so I have been using this for a little while and I'm really enjoying it. Nice feel to it. I like the way it fits in my hand. The power button's right there. For me, it's the perfect amount of airflow. There's a slight restriction to it. It's not super free-flowing like a Yule Rafale or something like that, but it's pretty good. Right now I have it in temperature control in nickel mode. In this video I do vape with the other coil, the 0.3 ohm coil, and try a couple different wattage settings. So I'll do a little demo with the nickel here at 450. Now we'll do one at 550. I notice after like the second or third pull at 550 I can feel just a little warmth in the vapor, but it's still kind of cool, nice and thick. So now I will go through the device, and then at the end of the video I'll go over some of the cons that I found with it. So let's open it up. Alright, so here is the box. Pretty cool box. It's kind of unique. It's the back. There's an authentication. Right. So inside we have pretty simple manual. We have 1 star mini tank, which is in there pretty snug. Close up of that. And an extra atomizer. 0.15 ohms. Nickel. Charging cord. And the mod. She's pretty too. Look at that. Go get some other mods so I can do a little quick size comparison. Coolfire 4 Plus, K-Box Nano, IPv5, EVIC VTC Mini, iStick 30 watt, iStick Mini 10 watt. The Smy 75, I think it's Smy, not SMY. It is made of zinc alloy and 6063 aluminum. It has a stainless steel 510 spring-loaded connection. To change the battery, this whole side slides off, like so. See, it has a magnetic connection, and then it has a pretty big plus and minus. So throw one of these in here. There we go. Pretty standard display. It has wattage, battery. Shows you that it's a variable wattage mode, and the resistance and the volts. 3 coils that come with this. Ni 200, which will do 0.1 to 0.5 ohms. Titanium 0.1 to 1 ohm. And variable wattage 0.1 to 3 ohms. It will do 1 to 75 watts. And the temperature control range is 200 to 600 degrees Fahrenheit or 100 to 315 Celsius. 5 clicks to power on and off. Click the button 3 times to change modes. You can see the VW down the bottom right corner for variable wattage. Now you can see it says Ni for nickel, titanium, back to variable wattage. To adjust the wattage, use the left button or the bottom, depends which way you look at it, to go down. It'll go down by increments of 0.1, and then hold it down to go fast. It'll just stop at 1. It won't go any further, and then you can just go back up. Same with temperature control modes. It'll go by 10, and then it'll go fast when you hold it down and back up. Press this button to vape, and it has a 10-second cutoff, so if you hold this down for 10 seconds or longer, it will just cut the power. Once you haven't touched it for 30 seconds, it will go into standby mode and the screen will shut off. It comes in red, black, or silver, and they also have a carbon fiber, a skull, wooden, and maple finish. The Smy Star is a 2 milliliter tank. The kit comes with a 0.3 ohm stainless steel coil, and you can clearly see the ohms right through the tank, which is cool. 10 to 60 watts it says on it. The other one is a 0.15 nickel for temperature control. Have a unique design on here with air holes. I haven't seen that before. Quite a few of them, and the bottom holes are pretty big on these. It has a drip tip, and it has adjustable airflow. Now, this is, you turn it, if you can see that hole, there's plastic underneath there to just adjusting the light that spins. Now, I wasn't able to move this with my hands. It's a top fill tank, so you unscrew this, there it is, and just fill it up there. You can just prime the coil right here and everything. To change the coil, you remove this piece of glass. It's just popped in, it's not threaded, so just like that. One thing I noticed, I did not get an extra piece of glass with this. I can imagine this, hopefully it won't, but I could see that breaking. Change the coil, just unthread it. And when you first get it, you'll want to check the coil, make sure it's tight in there. And it has an adjustable airflow down the bottom as well. So this is what I'll be using, I think. It's pretty tight. It just slides, it doesn't click. You can see it goes through both sides. Pretty big, spacious air hole through there. To fill it for the first time, we'll prime the coil. Couple drops. The center of the atomizer to get on the cotton. We'll put a few just on the outside of these. Then put the glass back in. You don't need to push it too hard because the top part will thread in. So then fill the tank, and you don't want to go above the level of that coil right there. Just go down the side when you fill it. Put the top on. Thread it. Drip tip. I'll put her in and she will be ready to go. I'm going to let the e-juice sit in this tank for a couple minutes before I vape on it. What a sweet looking device though. Look at that. This thing's beautiful. Feels great. It's got a little bit of weight to it. It's not too heavy. Let's see what she weighs with e-juice and a battery in her. .5 ounces. So let's try her out. I'll start at 8 watts, a little low, but breaking the coil with the air hole wide open. See how she sounds and how she vapes. Alright, I tried at 8 and then 10 and 12, and barely any vapor starts coming out until I'm at about 16 watts. So we'll try it here again. Just a little bit of vapor. That's at the hole, probably halfway. So try a little more here. Go to 22, try that out. We'll open this up. One thing I noticed about this air ring is it only goes all the way this way and then all the way this way. Not bad. I'm definitely getting more on the second pulls on it. The first ones are a little drier. Here's the third. There we go. Starting to get some out of it. It's a little bit restrictive. It's not really free-flowing. So I kind of like it that way. But if you like really free-flowing, this isn't ultra free-flowing, but it's decent. It flows pretty good. So we'll try 30. Alright, getting quite a bit more at 30. Here we go. Try it again. Yeah, she's really waking up around 30 watts. That's perfect for me. And the coil is rated even higher. I forget what it is off the top of my head, but it says right there. Up to 60 watts. So at 30, this little baby is pumping. I'm going to like this. I can feel this warming up after a bunch of consecutive tokes on it. Look at that though. Pretty. Nice size with the tank. I love the finish. I've already got it a little fingerprinted, but it looks awesome anyways. Alright, for the cons, there's no screen lock, so you need to shut it off to lock the buttons. The tank needs to be empty if you want to change the coil. I went ahead and tried to see what would happen anyways to unscrew the bottom. The coil unthreaded from the base, and so I tried to twist the coil, and this just spun in the bottom and it came out. So you'll need to either that or just pour the e-juice out if you want to change the coil. Another thing is, if you can see it, the high holes aren't covered with e-juice unless your tank is at least half full. So there's going to be some holes that don't have e-juice going in them so much when it's like this. Probably not a big deal, but it might make a difference if you're vaping it pretty heavily. To change the airflow, I found when I was loosening it, sometimes it would loosen the tank. I can do it now, but like I said, sometimes it almost seems that it gets a little stickier when it's colder. So when it's warmed up like it is now, since I just used it, it moves okay. But it did unthread the tank a couple times when I tried to just move it. Now with the drip tip, it says it's adjustable airflow, and at times I did get it to move. And then I actually tried with a couple pairs of pliers. You can see that I bitched it up a little, and it barely wanted to budge. It did move when it was hot, so when it heats up it seems to move. I'll probably try to close it all the way off when it's hot again, but otherwise I was pretty unsuccessful with getting this to spin. But no big deal, because it has a adjustable airflow on the bottom of the tank anyways. So this is kind of useless, I think. Maybe some people will like it, but it's definitely hard to twist it. One other little con is how the glass comes out when you have to change the coil. Just have to be careful with it that way. And it doesn't come with a spare. Lastly, this is a little bit more finicky, but when you are in temperature mode, there's no way to adjust the wattage. For instance, with a VTC, you can go in and change the wattage. And adjust the temperature. Besides those couple of cons, I think it's great for what it does. When I'm just using it, it works great. I love the amount of vapor, and you really can't beat the price. It's $50. Actually, I'll put a coupon below where I got it for $5 off, or for 10% off, which will be $5 off, you can get this for $45 with the tank and the mod. Alright, so that's about it. I hope I covered everything you want to know about the Smy mini kit. And that's it.